to shut up and shoot.
Hi, here we go. Mad Tech Industries, the official Cerakoter for Therapy Range. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Therapy Range. Huge announcements today. Huge announcements. Over the last 2 days, the ATF has got their asses absolutely handed to them by the courts. We've seen the frames and receivers rule get shit canned, and we've seen the pistol brace rule get shit canned. So hopefully all of you guys out there that had those tragic boating accidents don't get set back too far on the fact that those braces are allowed again. You know, like many of us had been saying, it was just a matter of it getting through the courts. I know it's hard. It's hard in the world that we live in today to have faith in pretty much anything, especially the court system. But apparently, they might have our backs in this thing. You know, at least when it comes to the Second Amendment, when it comes to constitutional issues, you know, it kind of seems like the courts have been a fat kid falling down a hill. They're on a roll when it comes to the Second Amendment. So kudos to all of the people that have been out there busting ass, trying to make this happen, trying to get these rules overturned, you know, because it has been clearly stated in court document now that the ATF has been overreaching, that their actions have been unlawful, that they are not allowed to legislate. You know, the ATF, as we all already knew, is not a legislative body. They don't get to create law. They just get to enforce what Congress puts in place. Now, the ATF does have a little bit of leniency to be able to interpret things, but when it comes to doing what they've been doing with the FTRs, the bump stocks, the pistol braces, the frames and receivers, the auto seeker key card guy, you know, these guys are just making the rules up as they go along. You know, we live in a country that still has a remembrance. There we go. Remembrance. Forgive me for my incorrectness. A remembrance of freedom in this country. And while, you know, our bishops and kings would very much like to convince us otherwise, they'll even go as far as sending their little henchmen out to try to intimidate you into remembering that you do fall under the crown. Yeah, that's what it feels like. That's what it feels like. All right, I want to address one more thing while I've got everybody's attention. I don't want to let this video run too long. Short, sweet, straight to the point. There's been a lot of rhetoric going around about my video that I posted in regards to the U.S. Secret Service coming to my home and paying me a visit over a statement that I made in one of my podcasts. I'm not afraid of the U.S. Secret Service. Maybe I should be, but I'm not afraid of them. Why? Because I have no ill will in my heart. You know, I'm sure that they did, in fact, issue a FISA warrant and gathered all the data that was available throughout the Americas on the person with my Social Security number. I get it. They came here and they played dumb for a reason. I get that too. I'm still not going to be afraid. All right? I'm going to live my life to the fullest because anything less is an injustice to not just me, but to everybody around me. And while it is unfortunate that they tried to use this polite intimidation to try to get me to see things in a different way, I'm not going to be conditioned to think a certain way anymore. I'm not going to be conditioned to think a certain way anymore. I'm going to think the way that I want to think, and I'm going to speak the way that I want to speak. Now, do I need to tread just slightly, a little bit slightly softer? Probably. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that the rhetoric probably needs to be toned back a couple of notches. But if anybody out there, including the Secret Service, thinks that there was a credible threat of violence to the President of the United States, then they absolutely did their jobs, all right? I'm not intimidated because they came out and followed up on something that could potentially be dangerous because they don't know who I am. They don't know what I'm about. Yeah, they can go and look up my background, but that doesn't really tell you who I am or what I'm about. So it's their job. If they believe that there's a credible threat, I think that they're probably being a little loose with this whole credible threat thing, but whatever. They felt that they had the right to come out and investigate to make sure that the POTUS of the United States of America stayed safe. While I was just joking, there are probably lots of people out there that wouldn't be joking, that would like to see something bad happen to the man. It's just not me. You know, while I don't like the man's policy, while I don't like the man's politics, I don't like what the man represents for America, he is in fact the president, and we only got to put up with him for another year. So I don't want to see anything bad happen to the president. Relax, Secret Service. You've got bigger fish in the pan to fry than little old Paul Riley out here talking shit on the internet for clicks and likes. For everyone out there that wants to talk shit, I don't care about that either. You know why? Because you have to watch the video to know what you're talking about. And if you watch the video, then cool. And if you still want to talk shit, that's cool too. I get it. I get it. That's what the world runs on, man. Drama, stress, aggravation, shit talking. It's fine. You know why? Because if you're talking shit about me, somebody else gets left alone for a little while. Stay free, America, if you can. I'll try to make sure to remember to leave some links in the description below from the Armed Scholar and Guns and Gadgets. They've made more in-detail videos about the pistol brace and the frames and receiver rules. I'm just too ADD to be able to sit and go through it all and then regurgitate it back to you guys. But you do know that this has happened, and it's a good thing for Second Amendment. It's a good thing for gun owners. It's time to shut up and shoot.
Hi, here we go.
Mad Tech Industries, the official Cerakoter for Therapy Range.